On the phone right now, Swimming World Magazine senior writer John Lohn. John, good to have you back on the show.
Hi, Peter. Thanks for having me.
What have you been up to, man?
Keeping busy, yeah. Just right now, I'm driving along, heading into the office.
Okay, it's mid-May. I'd say a few months ago, we didn't expect the Charlotte UltraSwim Meet to be as hyped as it is now, but we just talked to Dave Marsh. He said there's media from all over the world there. Obviously not your typical Grand Prix USA meet. I guess this is what Michael Phelps does for our sport.
Yeah, I mean, this is the place to be this weekend. Just that field is loaded up. It's, a kind of a return for a lot of these guys, men and women, since the Olympics. And I think we're going to see some nice swimming as a prelude to the next few months leading into World Champs trials for the United States and World Champs in general.
All right, so Phelps is going to swim the 100 free, 200 free, 100 fly, 200 fly, and 100 backstroke. What do you expect from him this weekend?
Yeah, in terms of times, I really don't know. I'm obviously, like everybody else, I'm pretty curious to see what the new windmill stroke is going to look like. And, you got to give him a lot of credit for, tweaking and tinkering with, something that's worked better than anything in history, because he wants to take his speed to another level, I guess is the idea here, especially for the 100 free. I don't expect anything less from Michael to go out and win events. But in times, I just don't know. I don't think any of us know exactly where he is in training to put a number on the clock.
Will you be surprised if he stands up there against, say, Fred Bousquet in the 100 free and beats him?
I think it would be pretty foolish for me to say I would be surprised at anything that Michael Phelps does in a pool. With that said, if there's a place where there's work to be done, it's obviously in the sprint. And, Michael's been 47.51 in the 100 free. You look at Bernard's now gone, 46.9, regardless of whatever he was wearing and whether that arena suit is passed. But there is work to be done. I mean, half a second over 100 meters is a good chunk of time. However, now Michael's going to focus on this 100 free. And, this guy's been able to do anything he's ever wanted to in the sport, and there's no reason to doubt that he'll be able to do it again.
I think this weekend's going to be a good indicator of where USA Swimming will be this summer. I mean, I think it's just going to show us how much these guys have been training since the Olympics and how ready they are for '09. Not to say that they won't come back if they have a bad meet, but I think the guys like Lochte and Pearsall, guys we haven't heard a ton about since Beijing, I think this will be a pretty good indicator if they're going to be in it to win it this summer.
Yeah, I think that's a great assessment, Peter, especially for a guy like Pearsall. I mean, Lochte's dabbled around a little bit. We haven't heard anything from Aaron whatsoever. And, so it'll be interesting to see where, he is in terms of what he puts up time-wise. And that'll be a gauge to, where he is going into Indianapolis. Because let's face it, those backstroke events keep getting better and better, especially in this country. And he's going to have to be on his game just to get out of this country at that point. That said, Aaron Pearsall is one of the greatest backstrokers ever, if not the best. And, he'll be there as long as he wants to be there.
Well, I think what we've seen happen is a lot of the either stars from the Olympics from other countries have already put up some great times this year, or guys we didn't really hear much about, like Irie from Japan breaking Lochte's world record in the 200 backstroke. They're sort of, they're sort of setting the bar so far this year. So now it's time for the U.S. to react.
Yeah, a gauntlet's been thrown down across the world, and you do have to take it. And I hate to be, beating a dead horse. You have to take with a grain of salt what they're wearing. We're not going to know officially what's approved here for, a little more than a week, I guess, roughly in that area. But, yeah, I mean, people are throwing times down. I mean, from that duel in the pool last week between Japan and Australia, between various trials, the German trials, I believe, are coming up at the end of this month, and I think we're going to see some fast stuff out of there as well. So, you're right, the bar's been raised, and now this is kind of a chance for many of the U.S. stars to kind of provide a rebuttal.
Yeah. Well, John, thanks for joining us on the show again, and we'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good, Peter. Thanks.
All right, John. You can catch all the action, by the way, of the Charlotte UltraSwim Live on swimnetwork.com this weekend, and Universal Sports TV. We'll have recaps every day on our website as well, swimmingworld.com. And before we go, we want to send out a special congratulations today to Amanda Beard, who officially announced yesterday that she's more than 5 months pregnant with her first child. and that she married her longtime boyfriend, Sacha Brown, in Indonesia on May 1st. The couple's planning a ceremony for friends and family in Tucson this summer, and Beard has suggested that she'll continue to pursue the opportunity to represent the U.S. for the 5th straight time at the 2012 Olympics. We wish the two of them